Buffalo gets a rude awakening in Music City this week as they get blasted to the tune of 52-17. What happened to that number one defense, you ask? 2 words: Jamaal Charles. 152 yards on 17 carries with 4 trips to the promised land. Hard to lose when you're running the ball like that. Dallas got tested this week but ultimately prevailed versus the last real threat in their division. Thanks to a late surge and a lucky onside kick, Dallas pulls off the victory at home, 24-20. The East got their first taste of the beast this week. The Eagles' pass rush was next to irrelevant, only managing to bring Big Ben down 1 time all game long. The Eagles' cornerbacks did a fairly decent job slowing Mike Wallace down, and when tight end Ryan Davis went down in the first half, the Steelers thought they could be in trouble. But backup tight end Leroy Bolton steps up with 3 big catches for 118 yards, and the coach conveniently remembers he's got Darren McFadden on the bench early in the second half. Once DMC started getting carries, they gained their confidence back and finished out the beatdown, 31-7. Beast 1, East 0. And now on to the Week 11 action. We have 5 good games lined up for you this week. First, we're going to East Rutherford to watch the Lions play the G-Men. The Giants have been coming on strong lately, winning 5 straight until he took a slight tumble last week, losing a game he probably should have won versus Dallas. The Lions have also turned things around this season, but in a negative way. Usually a 14 or 15 regular season win team, the Lions have already kissed their chances at either of those goodbye. And in fact, if the Lions continue on the track they are on, they may miss the playoffs altogether for the first time in 7 years. The Packers are hot on their tail and thirsty for blood. A Detroit loss this week and Green Bay win would give us something we have yet to see in Madden 13, and that is a team other than the Lions in first place in the NFC North. Can the Giant defense slow down Calvin and company? It is our belief here at Game of the Week that they will. Giants win with ease, 35-24. Chris Woods. Try not to fall asleep, and this game should be won easily. The Chiefs' record may be good, but a closer look would tell you that they are clearly a product of a D-class schedule. It may say 7-2 next to their name, but they have only managed to beat 1 team with a winning record, and that team came back and beat them just 2 weeks later. The only real contest they've played this season, they lost 45-0. So this should be a walk in the park for your Texans. Game of the Week prediction? Texans walk away with it, 56-17. I went back and forth on this game, whether or not to put it on the docket this week. But the way those 49ers have been playing, they deserve a little recognition. After falling to the always difficult Arizona Cardinals, the 49ers won their last 2 games versus 2 very worthy opponents. If they want to get into the postseason, they need to continue just as they have been, beating a few teams the league probably thinks they shouldn't. Unfortunately for them, though, I can't imagine Dallas is going to be one of those teams. The Cowboys are straight rolling, with one thing and one thing only on their minds: the Super Bowl. After getting there and losing, that nasty taste is still in their mouths, and they are playing like they want to get rid of it. Coming into this week with an 8-1 record, I fully expect the tight end running back combo to be too much for that Niner defense, and the boys to come out on top. Game of the Week prediction? Dallas in a close 17-point victory. 2 somewhat unexpected playoff contenders go head-to-head in the Edward Jones Dome this week when Jamar and the Green Bay Packers come to St. Louis to play Clyde and the Rams. The 6-3 Packers have been beating teams they are supposed to beat, and for the most part losing to the teams they are supposed to lose to. If they have any postseason hopes, they will need to pull off an upset or 2 in the final 6 weeks of the season. And there's no better time to start than now versus those 8-1 Rams. Yeah, that's right, the 8-1 Rams. Talk about winning games you're not supposed to. These Rams have been surprising people weekly since the beginning of the season. Don must have knocked something loose in that 90-24 thrashing in Week 1, because since then the Rams have been on a rampage. Where will it stop? Game of the Week says now. Green Bay pulls off the upset, 45-37. And last but certainly not least, the one-loss Bills host the streaking Steelers. After starting the season on an 8-0 run, the Bills have ran into a wall. Last week in Music City, the Titans let them know their place in the AFC, and that place is third. When we talk about defense, though, there is none better than that Buffalo Bills D. First in yards allowed, first in passing defense, third in rushing defense, fourth in points allowed, and sixth in turnovers. These Bills should give my Steelers all kinds of trouble this week. Although we are on a 5-game win streak, we haven't really played anyone. Everything in my right mind tells me Buffalo will walk away with this one, but confidence is key. So, Game of the Week prediction, Steelers by 10. That concludes our Week 11 production. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. If you didn't, suck it. Get her done.